Amazing way to live. Isn't that an amazing way to live? What does it mean? Is that the moment you try to find your thoughts, they're not there.
Same here.
The moment you become aware, just simply aware. Now I'm asking you something more. Do you think that only because I told you to close your eyes and to check your thoughts, that the thoughts were not there? Is it because of that?
Yeah, observe your thoughts.
So you become a great yogi? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No? Okay, but that's what yogis do, right? They close their eyes and then you must have seen the Buddha sitting like this with closed eyes, with serenity in them, in his face, and you see there is no thought, right? That's what you have just achieved, the state of Buddha. No thought, right? But I'll ask you one more question. Say, supposing I tell you, look at this mobile. Do you see this mobile?
Yeah.
Can you see this? Now can you see your thought? As you watch
the
this,
color of the.
but can you just simply see this mobile? Don't give any.
I can see the mobile.
You say, right?
Yeah.
At this moment, as you see this mobile, also, are there any thoughts?
No, I saw the color of.
That's it. But are there any thoughts other than that?
No.
Are you worried about something that's happening at home? Are you worried about something that's taking place anywhere?
No.
So what it means is, it's not about closing your eyes or opening your eyes. It's about being aware. The more you are going to be aware about this present moment that you are, the more the worries will not be there. Because worries happen when the moment you lose your awareness of what's happening around you. Worries is something that you allow your mind to drift into certain things that you fear about in your life. You allow your mind to go. Uncontrolled mind moves into terrains or territories through just imagination, right? And any kind of random thought that you may have becomes a pattern, a habitual pattern. Now, as you were being in this state of no thought, as we see, like how Farida just said, that I had no thought when I was in just watching and looking for my thought. What exactly were you feeling? Did you feel something? What were your corresponding feeling about it? Was there an emotion?
No, just peaceful.
Just peace. There you go. See, now see. See, she's learning already. See? There it is. Now, all of you, I can tell you something, that if you do the same thing, and I'm sure you must have experienced in your own way in this 5 minutes, it's just 5 minutes. You must have exactly the same experience or not as she had. Is it not true? Simply blank, nothing, and a peaceful state of being. Where is worry here now? Is there a worry? When does worry come then? When does worry come? If I could just be in this state of being in awareness of this present moment, could there be worries then? If I know this knowledge, that this is all I have to do, I have to be completely aware of my thought. When the thought comes, I'm just simply watching, and then I see there are no thoughts. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful way of living. What does this mean? It means that I am able to raise my vibrational level, my higher frequency. I live in a higher frequency state where worries cannot come to disturb you. The moment you drop your guard, the moment you allow your mind to drift into anything, you go into a lower vibrational frequency of vibration, and there is where worries come and attack. So, very simple thing is, to tackle worries, go into a higher state of vibrational being. Become aware. The moment you are becoming aware, your vibrational fielding is raised. When your vibration field, its frequency is raised, worries cannot come and disturb you. Is it clear? Alright. Now we will do one more experiment. All of you close your eyes. But before that, anybody has a question about this? What I just told? Anybody has any doubt about this? I want to just slowly lead you all. And something that, how she said. She went through her own. Yes, anybody has anything? Any questions? Or do you want to share anything about this 5-minute meditation? No? So we'll do the next one then. Okay, let's close your eyes again, one more time. Close your eyes. Easy. Relax. Beautiful. Now I want you all to recall a recent event that has happened to you which is unfavorable. It could be about your family, it could be with your friend, it could be with your concern with anything. It could be about your finances, it could be about your bodily issues, health issues, relationships. Very recent, taja. Now, as you think about it, recall the entire event, how it happened. How did it play out? Now open your eyes. कुछ समझ आया ध्यान में? कुछ इंसिडेंट रिकॉल हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? रिसेंट हुआ ना रिकॉल? डोंट टेल मी अबाउट इट. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क एनीथिंग. कीप इट विद इन यू. आई हैव इनफ प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ माय ओन. नहीं तो यू नो द पॉइंट इज, अब मुझे बोलो दैट प्रॉब्लम दैट यू वेंट थ्रू right now when you visualize, did you see how you felt in your body? Was there a feeling associated with that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Was it the same thing that was when you were in peaceful state just 5 minutes, 10 minutes back, or was it different? Was it? It was different. What happened there? क्या हुआ? You had a pain in your neck. वो तो अभी भी है.
नहीं, पर मेडिटेशन में और होने लगा.
राइट. आपको नाइफ वाइफ दिखा होगा, उसको काटा वाटा होगा. आपका बात तो अलग है. इमोशनली किसको नाइफ लगा? हुआ? डिड यू सेंस ऑफ टेंशन विद इन यू? आया? थोड़ा सा लगा जैसे ब्लड प्रेशर बढ़ रहा है, गुस्सा आ रहा है, समथिंग लाइक दैट हैपनिंग, किसी पे आ रहा है?
I felt I was sleeping on the operation bed.
Yes.
That pain came.
Correct. The pain came because you recalled that incident, right? So when you recall that incident, you started living that or no? So it means that if you recall a past memory of something which is recent, ताजा से मैंने बताया, very new, you start living that or no? What is compromised? The peace that you are is compromised by recalling that incident. Now imagine something, ये तो हुआ है इसलिए आपको लग रहा है. Imagine the same thing, you go into the future. हुआ कुछ नहीं है. But because of the past that you had imagined, all those things, I mean, which has happened, when you project the same fear into the future, now you start living that also. Same ही होगा वहाँ पे भी. Same pain you will experience in your body. That's what we are doing, and that is called worries. Clear? When you recall anything in your past memories, or you are going to think about what's going to happen into the future, both these things, when they bring about a sense of discomfort, a sense of restlessness in you, in the feeling part of it, it becomes worries. Now, most of us live in this vibration. They are called lower vibrational frequency. That's what it is. Slowly this becomes to build up in your system. Your nervous system gets compromised because of that. It affects you. It affects the way you smell food. It affects the way you see things. It affects the way that you hear things. it affects the way that your brain works. It clouds your memory, it clouds your intellect. You're not able to make out the difference about what's right, what's wrong. The sense of discernment is gone because you are preoccupied with how you're feeling. Understand? When your nervous system is preoccupied with the way that you're feeling, if it's not in a peaceful state, and you're forever in a state of heightened awareness, in the sense that it is a sense that you feel that you're always hyper vigilant about things. When you're in a state of hyper vigilance, not in the positive vigilance state, heightened vigilance, then you are compromising your nervous system, and you are not going to be in a stable state of mind. And so no creative thought can come to you because you are preoccupied with trying to feel safe all the time. Do you understand? When your faculties are dealing with trying to make you feel safe all the time, how can you create something, you tell me? Can you create anything if you are always in fearful state? Not possible. Ideas cannot come to you. It's only when you feel self-assured, when you feel in a place of safety, that you start to feel, now I can create something good in your life. Worries drain you out of vital energy. They drain you of your creativity. They drain you out of your whole life purpose. And you feel like you're just waking up every day, doing your normal life, random life, that what you've been living as usual, like a robotic life. Go about life like this. Most of us live life like that. So we never know the real way of living, the real way of joyful living. And that's where it starts off with mental health and then goes into the physical aspect. It trickles down. Most of your physical issues are due to mental, psychological issues. And then they start slowly manifesting into various part of your life, into your health. I call that the PP index, physiological and psychological index. How your PP index is, how are you psychologically, and how are you then physiologically, because both of them are related to each other. Just want you to be comfortable.
She had come yesterday.
Too early yesterday, too late today.
Yeah.
So what do you derive by this? What is your learning by this? What I just said? Because I just don't want to give a lecture. I want you all to have an interactive part. I know that we're going to do a question answers after that. But what do you derive from this? What we just said, what we just spoke about. How you feel is in your hands. Before it goes out of hand. Everything. Take it in your hand. Your mental health is in your hand. Your future, your present is in your hand. Forget about what is going to happen in the future. Your present is in your hand totally. 100%. Don't let the mind always drift into the future. Keep bringing it back into this present moment. Live it beautifully. How it is. Raise your vibrational level. And then the future will automatically, because it's a reflection of the present, it has to be good. Because if the future has the capacity to destroy your present has a capacity to nourish your future. Please understand this. It works both the ways. Is it not true? So the choice is with you. Empower yourself. You have a choice. But it doesn't look like you have a choice. Because when you are worried, you panic. Immediately something happens, the panic buttons, tick, 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 automatic system starts. Your nervous system gets compromised. And immediately your responses of your faculties are such that it starts to self-contract within you. You start to imagine all the worst things that are happening or going to happen. You start preparing for it, a war that is not happening. Every drone is still active. You're activating all those things within you. This is how it works. So I want you all to visualize this within you, how it really happens. Right? So what are you going to do about it? Aye, come. Create good stories, yes, Abhijit, you should. So tell me, what stops us from living in the present? You know the answer. If a future can spoil your present, my present can always create a beautiful future for me, right? So why is it that I cannot create a good present to create a good future? Why? What is stopping me?
Overthinking.
Why? But why? But I'm asking you. I'm not saying कि नहीं करो. ऐसा नहीं होता है ना. मैंने बोल दिया मत करो तो आप सुनोगे बोलोगे हाँ नहीं करेंगे बाहर निकलते ही सोचने शुरू करोगे. बात वो नहीं है. क्यों नहीं हो रहा है?
It's become a pattern
Yes.
in us.
What is your good name, please?
My name is Maya.
Okay, Maya ji. Yes. Tell me.
Not being able to let go.
हाँ. अरे वाह. Very good. Okay. All right. I'll address that question.
Your nature, your personal worrying nature.
So, worrying nature. तो वो तो हमने बताया. But why? You were saying let go. So we'll come to that question. In the question answer series, we'll take that question. But right now, or anybody else will take that question. We'll take some other questions also. Anybody reason why?
Wishes and wants and desires. Because of our desires and specific wants.
So what is it that your desires are not fulfilled now? Or they're never fulfilled? Once they're fulfilled, then you need more desires. Is it like that? No, I'm asking. I don't know. See, I'm not saying like a way to ridicule anything. I'm just, huh?
One desire goes, another comes up.
Yeah, correct. ऐसा हो रहा है?
Well, if there is a particular desire that doesn't get fulfilled, then you worry about it.
हाँ, correct. So what happens if it does not get fulfilled then? But you have to worry. Is that what it is? So Maya cannot let go of something, so she's worried about that. You have desire which is not getting fulfilled, so you are worried about it. और कोई कारण है? और कोई कारण? हाँ जी.
Fear.
हाँ?
Fear.
हाँ. Fear of what?
Fear of failing, or fear of not doing something, thinking that we need to do that for a good future. So when we worry, we think that if we do these things, we'll have a good future. And
You
we
missed that
fail
talk
to do
actually.
that.
What I just said in.
I know.
हाँ.
That's
क्या
why
करेंगे
we
अभी? So sad. रिपीट करना पड़ेगा. हाँ जी.
अभी एक इमीडिएट डेंजर का एग्जांपल देता हूँ. अभी यहाँ बैठे बैठे जैसे बेस सेट के 2 दिन से लाइट ट्रैक को इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कट ऑफ हो जाती है प्लांट की, फैक्ट्री की. तो आज हम लोग गए वहाँ पर बात करने के भी हमारा कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस प्लांट है, आप इस तरह से नहीं करिए नहीं तो विल नॉट बी एबल टू सर्वाइव. तो दे सेड नो, हमारा ग्रिड से ही कट ऑफ हो जाता है. तो हमने बोला ठीक है चलो डीजल पे चलाएंगे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रात को। फिर पुलिस स्टेशन से फोन आया कि भाई आपके एक भी लाइट चालू नहीं रहनी चाहिए और प्रोडक्शन रात को
बिकॉज ऑफ
बंद,
दिस होल
रात को प्रोडक्शन
गुजरात
बंद
में?
भुज में।
वो पास में है क्या?
हाँ पास में है।
अच्छा,
फिर पुलिस स्टेशन से फोन आया कि रात को प्रोडक्शन बंद कर दो, तो उनको भी समझाया कि भाई हम लोग प्रोडक्शन नहीं बंद कर सकते हैं। अभी यहाँ बैठे बैठे ऐसा न्यूज आया कि उन्होंने डीजल और पेट्रोल की सेल बंद कर दी।
वो भी बंद कर दी।
हाँ।
वो भी अभी करना था उनको सत्संग के टाइम पे ही।
एग्जैक्टली, तो दैट इज
अजीब है ना? सोचते भी नहीं है
लाइव
लोग।
एग्जांपल।
सोचते भी नहीं है, इतना तो सोचना चाहिए उनको
एग्जैक्टली।
कि इसका तो आंसर मेरे पास भी नहीं होगा।
सो ऑटोमेटिकली वरी मोड में
हाँ,
इंसान
चलेगा।
चला जाता है, बिकॉज नाउ देयर इज नो वे टू रन।
So how you're feeling about
Anxious.
it? Anxious. Is it the first time you're feeling anxious?
नो,
No. Do you have a choice to not feel anxious? No. आंसर
No.
देना,
नो,
आंसर ठीक से देना, एकदम ऑनेस्टली देना।
ऑनेस्टली डोंट।
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ।
Hmm.
Do you have a choice that to be not anxious? No. You don't think you have a choice, right? Not to be anxious. Because you don't think that you have a choice. Because you haven't exercised that choice before. That's why you think that there is no choice. Had you known a choice, have you exercised a choice before, you knew a way कि I can be in this period of time, I can be not anxious and feel safe. Would you not exercise that choice? If you had been given that choice, you would. एक आदमी की जॉब चली जाती है, सपोज 2 लोग हैं, उनकी सेम टाइम पे जॉब चली जाती है। एक आदमी सोचता है वो तो गया, उसको एंजाइटी हो गई, उसको रेस्टलेसनेस हो गया, वो अपने बारे में सोच रहा है, बुरा सोच रहा है कैसे होगा, पैसे कैसे आएंगे, माँ बाप को कैसे देखूंगा, बच्चों को कैसे दूंगा, पढ़ाऊंगा लिखाऊंगा कैसे। दूसरा आदमी सिगरेट लेके मुंह में, कुछ नहीं यार बढ़िया हो गया काम, आजाद हो गए साला। मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आपको ऐसा सोचना है, बट ऐसा आदमी सोच सकता है ना उस टाइम पे, आजाद हो गया, आई एम बिकम फ्री फ्रॉम इट मैन, tomorrow I will see something great is going to happen, means see his way of looking at it, same event, लेकिन it is affecting 2 people differently. That is, एक आदमी के पास दोनों आदमी के पास different choices हैं, तो आपके पास भी होंगी। अगर ऐसे 2 आदमी मिल सकते हैं हमको जो सेम ही सिचुएशन पे डिफरेंट वे में रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो इसका मतलब आपके पास भी वो चॉइस होगा जहां पे आप ये सोच सकते हो कि मैं कैसे उसको फील करूं। बट आपने, अभी मैं आप पे, आई एम नॉट ट्राइंग टू सिंस ये बात निकाली है आपने, इसलिए मैं उसको और बढ़ा रहा हूँ। आई एम नॉट ट्राइंग टू पुट अ फिंगर, बिकॉज आई नो जो आपकी सिचुएशन होगी वो आपके लिए यूनिक है, एंड आई एम नॉट ट्राइंग टू मिनिमाइज दैट इन एनी वे, आई एम नॉट बीइंग डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल, बट आई एम जस्ट शोइंग अ वे। The way is that if I had known a way to go to choose something other than how I feel, then I would know, then I would choose that at all times. But because I have never paid attention to that aspect of my life, I have always spontaneously reacted in this manner of my life, that immediately ऐसी चीज हो और मुझे ऐसे मेरी फैकल्टीज ऐसे रिएक्ट करे और मैं एंशियस हो जाऊं। और देखो, मैं जैसे जैसे एंशियस हुआ, अभी मेरे हाथ में या जो भी मेरी चीजें हो रही है, मेरा थ्रोट चोक हो रहा है, मेरे अंदर के गट्स के अंदर एक एंजाइटी बढ़ रही है, मेरे हाथों में थोड़ी सी नमी छा रही है, दैट स्वेट इज टेकिंग प्लेस, मेरे अंदर गर्मी पैदा हो रही है, दिस काइंड ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ रिएक्शंस हैपन टू ऑल ऑफ अस। ये कोई आप यूनिक नहीं है। जब आदमी को एंजाइटी, एंशियसनेस, रेस्टलेसनेस, एजिटेशन होता है, ये एक फिजियोलॉजिकल हमारे अंदर एक चेंजेस, केमिकल चेंजेस शुरू हो जाते हैं। द ब्रेन रिलीजेस दोस काइंड ऑफ केमिकल विद इन अस, राइट? इज इट ट्रू? यस। जब ये सेट ऑफ होता है ऐसे, मैंने अपना फ्यूचर ऑलरेडी डिसाइड कर लिया। आपको पता है चीज, ये प्रेजेंट की बात नहीं हो रही है। ये द प्रेजेंट दैट यू आर फीलिंग एट द मोमेंट इज व्हाट इज डिसाइडिंग योर फ्यूचर। It means that even if this occasion is gone, ये खत्म भी हो जाएगा और आपको कल को न्यूज मिल जाएगा कि सब कुछ ठीक हो गया, आपने बीज बो दिए
फ्यूचर में
एक और एपिसोड लाने के लिए आपके जीवन में, सिमिलर या उससे भी भयानक। क्या मैं डराने के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूं, देखो, you want brutal truth, I will give you brutal truth. मैं वो नहीं हूँ, मैं वैसा टीचर नहीं हूँ, गुरु नहीं हूँ, आंख बंद करो, पीस फाइंड करो, वो ये आंधी है, ये शांति है, सब कुछ छोड़ दो, वैराग बन जाओ, डिटैच हो जाओ, ये सब चीजों में आई डोंट बिलीव. लाइफ इज टू लिव, लाइफ इज टू एंजॉय, लाइफ इज टू फील यंग एट ऑल टाइम्स एंड टू बी सक्सेसफुल, हाईली सक्सेसफुल. सक्सेसफुल का मतलब सिर्फ बाहर का वेल्थ से नहीं है. सक्सेसफुल का मतलब ये है कि मेरी फैकल्टीज मेरे साथ सपोर्ट कैसे करती है. सबसे बड़ा सपोर्ट ये होता है, हाउ माई इनर फैकल्टीज, माई इंटेलेक्ट, माई माइंड, माई लाइफ फोर्स एनर्जी, माई प्राणा, दे आर ऑल अलाइनिंग विथ मी, नॉट गोइंग अगेंस्ट. यहां पे एक ट्रिगर हुआ और आपके फैकल्टीज आपके अपोजिशन में गए. गए कि नहीं गए? उसके तो नहीं गए जो सिगरेट पी रहा है, वो तो बहुत काम है, उसकी तो जॉब भी चली गई, उसको ये भी नहीं पता कि उसके बैंक में पैसा कब आएगा. लेकिन आई कैन एश्योर यू, सबसे पहला जॉब उस आदमी को मिलेगा, पहले वाले को नहीं मिलेगा. जिस आदमी ने सिगरेट स्मोक किया है ना, उसको मिलेगा. नहीं, ऐसा मत करना कि सब लोग सिगरेट पीने लग जाएंगे. अभी हरण भाई मुझे रात को बोलेंगे, राजीव जी बहुत बढ़िया आपका सत्संग था, मुझे समझ में आ गया आपका राज क्या है, सिगरेट पियो. अरे भाई नहीं, ऐसे नहीं मैं बोल रहा हूं, लेकिन इस तरह का मतलब है कि एकदम काम, रिलैक्स मैनर, जो आदमी सेल्फ एश्योर्ड रहता है अपने जीवन में, एश्योरेंस, ही शुड बी सेल्फ एश्योर्ड. हो जाएगा, क्या हो जाए, बढ़िया होगा, ऐसे ही सोचना है, बढ़िया होगा. द मोर यू विल गोइंग टू थिंक इन दैट वे. इट इज नॉट अबाउट पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग, मैं पॉजिटिव थॉट लाऊं, मैं ये लाऊं बोला, मैं ट्रुथ के बारे में बात कर रहा हूं. ट्रुथ क्या है? Truth is that you always have to respect your vibrational field. Never compromise on your vibrational field. जहां पे vibrational field compromise करोगे, वहां पे you will become like ordinary people. You start behaving like ordinary people, and you start living in that state of fear. Most ordinary people live in a state of perpetual fear and anxiety and restlessness. That is what this makes ordinary people ordinary, and different people who are in a higher vibrational field, उनको वो fear touch नहीं करेगा. ऐसा नहीं कि बिल्कुल नहीं करेगा, करेगा, लेकिन वो उनको इतना affect नहीं करेगा. And most important, they're shaping their life in that manner that things will turn everything in their favor. Once your inner faculties are in your favor, everything becomes in your favor. Mark my words, what I am telling you right now. Mark it. So, don't try to fight those faculties when they're happening. Just become aware, and I'll give you the way how to do it, of course. I will give it, when I give you the way, when I'm presenting this way, I'll also present to you how to do it. Because I am respectful of it, because I have been through that stage. I myself have gone through depression. I myself have gone through anxieties in my life. So I'm not talking out of the thing that, something that it is just, I have lived through those periods, and I know how to reverse the patterns that our, what happens of our entire faculties that are there. Those that are working against us shall work for us. Have anybody else to say? Yes.
We have our expectations, so we expect certain results, and that's why we get stressed. So we don't accept things.
So why expect? So should you drop expectation? Would that be fine? No. You must have heard this before, right? Expectation drop karo. Have you heard this before? That please drop your expectation. If you drop your expectation, everything is good, no then? Right? Is that the recipe?
Or when you reach a certain stage and you have that faith that there is a silver lining in whatever is happening, you have to get to that stage.
Right. So, what if I tell you that you can have all the expectation in the life and yet not be anxious? Can that be possible? Why it is not possible?
Because if you have expectations and they're not fulfilled, maybe you feel very disappointed also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you feel disappointed. And so you mean to say that you can never have disappointment in your life?
No, disappointments are always there. You have to live with it.
So I am disappointed with expectations not getting fulfilled. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So it can exist.
What?
You can have expectation and you can be disappointed in your life and you can still be fine.
Yeah.
So then why drop expectation? It's the same thing like attachment and detachment. Where I'm talking about, we have to think deeper than most spiritual teachers talk about. Be detached, don't have expectation. Then why live only? Die. Easy. What is our life then? What is life without it? I don't find any joy in living life if I don't have expectation, I don't have attachment in life. It's a boring life to live in. There is nothing left in life then. I'll just be like a wooden, like this chair, which has no emotions.
Now have expectations.
How you're saying?
Have expectations,
Correct.
but if they're not fulfilled, and
Yeah.
because you're so attached to that expectation and it
Correct.
doesn't get fulfilled,
Very good.
then the disappointment would come, no?
Disappointment would come when?
When that expectation is not fulfilled.
Correct. So what is the problem with being disappointed?
Sorry?
What is the problem in being disappointed?
No problem.
Then why? That is what I'm asking you. You're only saying na that expectation hoga to disappointment hoga. So what is the point? Then when I ask you what is the problem in being disappointed, you are saying that koi problem nahi
You
hai.
can be disappointed, but then with
Then?
age, maturity, you override that, that disappointment. That's how I look at it.
So disappointment is not a problem.
Yeah.
Your
No
faculties have no problem in being, it doesn't go against you if you're disappointed in your life. That's what I'm saying. That is not, so you can be completely attached to something, you can have complete expectation about something, you can live life on the basis of certain desires and they can be fulfilled and they may not be fulfilled, but when they are fulfilled you are happy, but when they are not fulfilled you are not happy, and so if you're not happy, your faculty should not go. That is the problem. You see what I mean? It is.
better within that. If your desire is not fulfilled, something more better will be there for next time.
That is a way that we usually try to explain to ourselves.
Yourself.
ये नहीं हुआ, so now I
Something
maybe
better will be
better.
there.
भगवान ने या खुदा ने या किसी ने हमारे लिए ज्यादा अच्छा सोचा होगा सोचने के लिए.
Think of
So-
something else
so-
you want.
So, but what I'm saying is, what is wrong in feeling sad? Is there anything wrong in feeling disappointed? What is wrong is what is
You carry
not regulated
forward.
is that when you are feeling so sad, when you're feeling sad and when you're feeling overwhelmed with emotions, these emotions overtake your functionality of life. Understand what I'm saying? Please understand. Entire spirituality has been understood in a very wrong way. It is not excluding life from your experience. When I say I don't want to have desire, when I say I don't have to have attachment, when I say I have to no expectation, basically you are saying half of my life that I am living is out of my experience. Is it not true? Isn't more than half of your life based on expectation and attachment and desire? Yes or no? Be honest.
Yes.
Come on, man. We are mature people. We can take things, and so we can also take rejection in life. Is it not true? That we should become so strong. The idea is that when we are rejected, we are not so vulnerable that it completely dysregulates my functionality. That is the point. Yes, Maya ji, tell me. Yes.
So, my response is that when you become too attached to your disappointment or too obsessed with your disappointment, then the problem.
Who makes it obsessive? Yes, you are very correct. We are coming to that. What makes you obsessive?
Ourselves, we
Correct. So when was the first seed of obsession and was laid? When was it? That is where you have to go. In your life, certain things are going to be happening in your favor. Certain things are not going to happen in your favor. That is very clear. For all of us, is there anybody like that in their life who's always said that whatever I have set my hands, wherever I have looked, wherever I have thought about, has always happened with me? ऐसा है कोई? There's always things that have not happened according to our will. When they have not happened though, how are you processing that emotion becomes a very important part. Are you in understanding of the truth, or are you into some kind of, a psychosis at that moment of time, obsession? When you go into psychosis, it means that you are no more in control of your own self and how they behave. And that is what I am trying to say. The enemy is within you. Now, when the enemy is realized to be within you, that enemy, how the way that you are processing all of that gets projected into your present experience and your future. That shapes your future. If you know this, what's happening with my mind, what's happening with my life force, what's happening with the sense of self-contraction within me, what's happening with that? Am I able to manage that self-contraction? Tension. When I say tension is not of the mind only. The tension of the mind results in the tension in the body. Notice. It's in different parts of the body. Is it not true? That the tension of the mind suddenly affects your digestive system, suddenly affects the way you taste your food, suddenly affects the way of your smell, suddenly affects your sensory organs. They start affecting all those aspects. Is it not true? You start getting migraines, you start getting throat problems, you start falling ill more and more of the time you need, and then of course we need a doctor. After that, after some time, we need to go to a doctor, a psychiatrist who will give us pills. So that we can, that is at a very later stage when your system has been compromised. So can there be a way that I could reverse that way, and I could reverse the damage that I have self-inflicted on myself? Can there be? Yes or no? That is what we have to look at. How are we going to do that? Whatever you have said today to me, there is one common aspect. Whether you say about letting go, how can I let go, or whether, she's talking about, what did you say about desires unfulfilled, or the, all of that comes, or what is going to happen about tomorrow. It all comes from the fact that we are fearful of the unknown. I don't know what is going to happen to me tomorrow. The unknown. I fear the unknown. And as long as there is an unknown element to everything, as long as, let me phrase this again, let me tell you this. If I am in the unknown, there will always be fear. So which means I must bring myself into the dimension of the known. I'm asking you, who's that who is all-knowing, who all-powerful, and who can predict everything about everything? Who is that? Is there anybody like that? Who do we consider that? God. So there's only one way. You have to become God. Yeah. Truly I'm telling you. Are you ready to become God?
No.
Why? Even there you're fearing?
Too much responsibility.
No, but come on. What is the fear there?
No fear.
Then
But there is a God above us. No?
who above? Where? I don't see anything.
You don't have to see him.
Then where is he?
He's there.
Where?
Everywhere.
In the universe.
In the universe.
So if he is everywhere, why you are not that? If he is everywhere, if he is there, if he is here, why are you not that?
You cannot be like
If he is everywhere, then he is also you, no?
we can
We
try
are
to be
part
like
of
him.
him.
No, what part and
We can try to be like him, but not exactly.
why?
But then we won't have anyone to blame it on.
Are you married? Are you married? You have no. What are you talking about? If you are married, you always have somebody. Your husband. Finish. End of topic. My wife. हो गया. और कितने को? और कितना चाहिए आपको ब्लेम करने के लिए किसको? उसको तो छोड़ दो बेचारे को, भगवान को.
ऐसा भी always say like खुदा ने क्या किया ऐसा. ऐसा we say, no, when we are in depression or oh God, what happened? Like that we say.
We say a lot of things. That's the point. But I am asking you, when Vedanta says Aham Brahmasmi, is he lying? When you are saying, I am pointing to that. I am he. Aham Brahmasmi. What does it mean? Is that if I am able to raise the vibrational frequency to that aspect of life, I am able to predict. I will be in the known. I am giving a big secret to all of you. And if I am in that known, like He is, the Almighty is, I will invite those qualities of that. I will start to feel like that. I will start to experience life as that. And it is not a philosophical part. It is extremely experiential, practical part of your life. That I am telling you, the only way that you can resolve all your problems is to realize your oneness with God. So when you say oneness with God, you are saying yes. But when I say you become God, you say no. Why? Is it not the same thing? The ocean is God. We are waves. Are we not the same thing? Isn't the ocean the wave the ocean? Aren't both the things what we call as water? What's the difference? But the wave looks upon the ocean and says, wow, I am worshipping the ocean. You are worshipping yourself. It's the water worshipping the water only. Nothing else. So long as I feel that there is a difference between me and him, we will create a lot of gods. That is a problem in our life today. We will keep creating different gods. Even in different religions even in same religions we'll have different gods. And we create new. So realize the oneness, which means what He is attributed, we bring and imbibe the same qualities within us. And that will start with my own self. I have to clean my own self from within. That's how we have to start. There is no other way. We have to no other choice but to experience the oneness with God itself. How are you going to do it? Tell me, anybody has an idea? Raising your vibration, as I said, raising your vibrational frequency higher, where the worries cannot enter. What God can do? Predict. Can you predict the future? Yes, you can. Why you say no? When I say predictability, immediately what did you think? What did you think? Tell me very honestly, what did you think? When I say predictability, what did you think? What can I predict? What can you predict? Any example?
An action which is happening.
What?
A foreseeable action.
No, when I said that you could predict anything in your life, what does it mean? In your language, what does it mean? Because I need to communicate with your language. I don't know, all of you are looking at me. What are you thinking I'm saying? I need to know what you are thinking. What does it mean that I can predict? That we can predict things? Not I. You all can predict things. What does it mean? What am I trying to convey?
Certain events.
Certain events? Okay, that is what I thought. Many people think that when I am saying you can predict things, I mean events. But actually events, are they really important to be predicted?
No.
What is more important?
Outcome. How you react.
Outcome is the same thing about events only. How the events will be about the
How
event.
you respond to the event.
Okay, so that means how you feel.
How you
So the feeling is more important than the event. Is it not true? Can you predict your feeling?
Yes.
If you can predict your feelings, the events can be predicted. Now tell me. Understand what I'm saying. Trust me on that. You don't know your own power of your mind. You don't know your own power of your mind. We have been given by nature, by the Almighty, whoever you think it is, in whatever language you want to think, same source is there in different form. But what He has given to us is Himself within us. And so if I can predict the way I feel in my life, I can actually predict an event and actually make it happen also. I'm not just saying it, you can experiment it and you will know it. What I'm saying is absolutely true. The first thing is stop being in this constant anxious state of mind. You cannot. You've ever seen a God that's anxious? ये तो फोटोग्राफ ऐसे होता है भगवान का, ऐसे की जगह ऐसा होता है. So stop this. You know, your own persona should be such that it should imbibe those qualities of the divine itself. Because it is so. It is so. We don't know that. But it is so. So the first thing is that when you talk about predicting your emotions, what could be the challenge there? I always want to feel good in my life. Everybody of us wants to feel good, right?
Yes.
What challenges that? What challenges that?
Our faculties.
Our?
Faculties.
No. What challenges the fact that how I'm going to feel?
Unfavorable situation.
Correct.
Situations.
Very good. So unfavorable situations challenge the way that I feel in my body. Supposing I tell to you that a day will come when an unfavorable event does not create any form of self-contraction in you, or even if it does create a self-contraction, it is in this for a very brief period of time. Now what happens to the event? Is the event important? When the event is not that important, then what you think of your life will become like that. The more you're going to think about event should be like this and event should work like that and this is how I want to make and this is how it should become so that I can feel better. This is what we're thinking, right? We have it opposite way. You understand it? We have it backwards. We are thinking the event should be so that should be favorable, so that I start feeling good. Is it not what we do, all of us? I am saying feel good first so that the event can be reversed. When that is done, worries are automatically over because you are self-assured with the fact that my predictable emotion that I am feeling is bringing about a predictable outcome. Do you see? Predictable, positive emotion that I am emoting within me in the present moment brings about a predictable future as to my liking. Whether it is your health, whether it is your finances, whether it is your relationship, anything in your life. But you need to come to this state of peace and joy and happiness, and they should be there. Like for example, how you shared something very personal in this moment, and that anxiety is well under your control. I'm not saying it will completely be absent, but it is completely in that state of management. If you're able to manage it without going all over, where everything is compromised within you, that is the time when you will automatically be able to see that the events, when the event don't become that important, as I said, because right now the event is very important, because that event decides a lot of things. More importantly, it is deciding according to your mind, it is deciding your future, the future of your factory, the future of your people around, and the workers, and so on and so forth. That's where you're going, right? That's where you're naturally going. But supposing I say to you that it is your feeling and the movement that will decide all of that. Now you choose. Is the event that important, or how you feel is more important? How you feel is more important, and that's what you need to choose at all times. I choose to feel good no matter what. I choose to feel in freedom, mukti. I choose that. And you need to be very, very assertive about it. Like a religion. This is my religion. My religion is that no matter what, I'm always going to feel good even when the event is not making me feel good. Can that be possible? Yes. It appears to be paradoxical. It appears to be contradiction. Oh, the event is not favorable to me. How is it that I'm going to feel good? Or you may not feel good, but you might feel neutral about it. Start with neutrality. Start with a state of being neutral about it and see what will happen. Yes or no? So let's meditate for 5 minutes on this. Not more than 5 minutes. I'm not asking you all to meditate for more than 5 to 7 minutes. Same thing. I want you all to shift your energy. Do you have the ability to shift the way that you feel? Come on. In your own words, about something that has happened to you in the recent time, as recent as yesterday or for a week back, can you, when your doctor says to you something, when your family member has said something to you, and how you feel that time, and now recall the same incident and try to see if you can shift that energy. Come on, let's do that. Can take it. Thank you. Slowly open your eyes. So did you go through the event, something? Were you able to shift some of the feeling? Yes or no? Be honest. It's okay.
Yes.
If there is anything that is not happened, or don't try to just say it. I can try to help you if there is a problem, if there is a difficulty in it. I'll try to navigate that with you. So anything? Anybody wants to share? Did you all go through a certain event? Were you able to reasonably shift the feeling? No. Still there? Fine, no problem. No issues. Very nice. Anybody else?
The problem is still there, but I would say tomorrow is another day. Maybe tomorrow something good will come out of it.
Okay. Anybody else? What understanding did you give to yourself to shift that, Karan bhai? What understanding did you give to yourself to shift that feeling? It's not going to just happen miraculously.
So how do I make it happen?
How? How do you come into predictability? A predictable feeling of joy and happiness, so that you can raise your vibration. How will you do that? So, understand life is like this. We all have one urge. We have actually two urges, two main urges, which I call the condition of the ego. One of it is seeking pleasure, comfort. We all have it. And the other is seeking tension or self-contraction. If I remind myself in the moment, when a trigger is taken place and when I am feeling this tension, that is it seeking tension, then what happens? If I ask that question to myself, I'm not trying to stop it, I'm just asking this question to myself, am I seeking it? If I bring my awareness to that urge itself, could there be a possibility that when I question that to myself, that urge is no more there? That is for you all to introspect. Because the entire life, there are only two things that you can predict. Only two things. You cannot predict anything else. But in these two things that you can predict, you can actually predict everything else if you know these two things. One is the urge for you to seek pleasure and comfort, and when you become aware of it, this is where I am seeking comfort. Here also you are seeking comfort when you say that the event that is happening should pass, means there should be electricity, light, and oil or fuel or diesel, whatever should be given, so that you are feeling comfort. At the same time, corresponding to that, there is another urge. The urge to create unnecessary or to create tension, to juice it up, to create an inner feeling I need to keep thinking about it, as if by thinking too much about it, I will be able to resolve it. I will get some moment of deep, glimpse or clarity through which it is possible for that to happen, but that is never going to happen till you don't neutralize these two urges. So your point of the way that you have to shift your thought is by questioning this inquiry, self-inquiry. I must ask myself, am I seeking contraction or tension in the moment? The moment I feel that I am doing it, I bring my awareness to that urge, the urge drops. You'll see that. When the urge drops, there is relief. When there is relief from that, because so far you don't know, Because for us, for most of us, familiarity itself, a familiar emotion itself for us is the way to live life. We can't think of anything else other than what familiarly we will live. So there has to be tension, and that tension has to accompany a certain tension in the body. Now I've become so familiar with that thing that I feel this is life. I've never thought that life means actually when it releases its hold on me, and then for the first time I actually breathe into my lungs. You will see that happening. It holds you in such a manner that your breathing is shallow, that the thinking process is not happening properly, there is no clarity. Your senses are not operating in full capacity, and yet we think we are living. Is it not? It is. What happened? Everything okay? Cold? Okay, तो थोड़ा कम कर दो.
Or make it swing.
Yeah, now it's coming on my head. Yeah, it's fine. Let it be. It's fine.
Swinging.
Yeah, let it swing. No problem.
I think it's swinging.
ये बंद कर दिया तुमने.
रिवर्स
नहीं,
कहते
नहीं.
हैं. अभी ऊपर जाएगा हवा.
It won't come directly.
Yes, sir. So the point is, you got the point what I'm saying? Now, can you now inquire about that and find out whether the urge is there now? Don't try to shift the feeling now. Just inquire, is the urge there? Then what happens? If you bring your attention to that urge of your ego, of the ego means of the I, what happens to this urge?
How to do that?
Hmm? I'm just asking you, if there is an urge of you, you're saying that it is still there, the tension still is there. I am bringing your attention to the fact that you are seeking that tension. We all are subconsciously seeking that tension, just like how we seek pleasure in our life. Subconsciously, we are always navigating towards pleasure, and subconsciously I am always navigating towards tension. If these two things I don't do, what else are you actually doing? Tell me anything else you are doing in your life? Any third thing that you are doing other than seeking comfort or seeking tension? Unless you don't know the third, you will always be moving into these two things. Perpetually going from back to forth, here to there to there. When you are not seeking tension, you are looking ways to become comfortable. When you are not seeking comfort, when you have comfort in your life and you are pretty, suddenly you go into seeking tension. That is a worm in us, in all of us. Because that's how everything becomes familiar. We think this is the way to live life. In these two things only. Comfort, tension. Tension, comfort. Comfort, tension, tension, comfort. Is there anything else? No, I go to puja. I do a lot of worshipping and I do sadhana. No, I don't seek anything. There is no comfort there. There is no comfort there. No, I do my duties towards my children. Is there no comfort there that you are doing that? For what you are doing? What is the motivation? Our motivation is always something. Think about it. Is there any other motivation that we have? Bring yourself to the primary motivation. What is the motivation? Behind everyone, everything that you do or anybody is doing in their life, there is a motivation. And the motivation is only these two things. Whoever it is. It's either to find comfort or to create tension or want tension. There is a desire for tension. Now, I'm not saying negating that you must not do, like how most spiritual teachers, don't do comfort, don't try to have conflict. Rubbish. It's not going to work out. It's never going to work out. The way to neutralize these two things so that you can have the third state of the ego, which is elimination of the ego itself, is by just bringing attention to these two motivations. Can you do that or no? Can I simply say, when I am going for a comfort or a pleasure, can I not just say to myself in this moment, am I seeking comfort here? Yes. Or when I am having an argument with somebody, especially with your family members, because that's where everything mostly goes. You may have seen everything is very peaceful and then you are not peaceful. Or someone in the family will do something that will disrupt your peace of mind. It's how we live life. Because when you become very, very peaceful, they become very, very sad. Why are you so peaceful? ये तो हाथ से निकल रहा है, निकल जाएगा हाथ से. करो कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी चीज बोलो जिससे इसका पीस डिस्टर्ब हो. जब आप उससे एंग्री हो जाओगे तब वो शांति में आएगा. अब ये बिल्कुल ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही है, गाली दी ना मुझे. तो ये बढ़िया है, कोई खराबी नहीं है इसमें. ये मत सोचिए कि वो कुछ गलत बोल रहे हैं. बोल दीजिए दो चार, क्या है, बोल दीजिए. एक हफ्ते का दे देते हैं हमको, एक हफ्ते के बाद, एक हफ्ते के बाद आपके लिए शांति हो जाएगी. दो चार और ला करके देते हैं. मगर पॉइंट ये है कि जब आप अपने आप को ये चीज बोलोगे कि सी लुक, आई एम सीकिंग टेंशन हियर, शी वाज सीकिंग टेंशन हियर विथ मी टू एक्सपीरियंस लाइफ, टू एक्सपीरियंस लाइफ. Why am I doing it? Why am I seeking comfort? I want to experience life. Why am I creating tension? Why am I wanting tension? Why is she wanting tension? To experience life. Now, is it not positive? There is a complaint then. But because it is playfulness, there is no emotional charge in it. The problem happens when you start becoming emotionally involved with this whole thing. This entire thing becomes emotional. That's where the problem is. Do you understand? Now in your life also same thing can be done. Every event of your life, you need not always compromise your emotional state for everything. You can play along with it. Just play along and see, when you play along with everything without denying life, you see how beautiful your life will become. You can become an architect of whatever you want to do in your life if you have everything under your management, your faculties under your management, your thought, your understanding is proper, there is complete clarity. And clarity is not about something that too many things you have to need clarity. Only these two things. Only these two things. Am I seeking comfort in this? Yes. Don't deny, go for it. You don't have to withhold anything. You simply have to remind yourself. Because when you remind yourself that, it regulates the desire. It immediately tells you, because when you bring awareness to that urge, it resets something in you so that you don't get emotionally attached to that particular thing. Emotionally. Problem happens when we are emotionally attached to a certain outcome. But when you know that no matter what the outcome will be, the next thing again you will desire. And the same thing again and again and again. Objects are different. One object will be there. That desire is fulfilled. When that object is fulfilled, desire is fulfilled, it usually leads to attention with that object. Observe. Observe how an object also of your desire at one time actually becomes the very source of your disappointment and contraction. Observe. And if you are more aware, you can also come to know that the object of the contraction actually becomes the object of your comfort also. Wife, husband, they are very they become object of pleasure, then tension. When there is tension, they become comfort. Like that. Everything in your family is like this. Or in the world. You simply have to acknowledge life as it is. इसके अलावा आपको कोई spiritual concept की जरूरत नहीं है. No need. Guru and all those things, absolutely nothing is needed in your life. You are your own guru. That is what is important thing. Just study yourself properly. Where are your emotions going? How they are happening? You know, what you are seeking all the time. Are these seeking that you are having are so obsessive in nature that you have no control over it? Ravan was a Jnani, but he had no control over his desire, his lust. So see what happened with him. A great Jnani also can become like that if he didn't have, if he had no, if he became so obsessive in nature. So all he had to do was the 2 Ravana, and then he would have been okay. No problem. Okay, this is my pattern. I am seeking something. Fine. Sita, are you ready to come with me? No. Okay, no problem. I'll find Gita. That is how it should have been. No, but I want Sita only. Arey, but why? You are gay, unnecessary. You are asking Rama's wife. Oh, mad fellow, he's Rama. No, I am obsessive. I am going to be behind her only. Arey, इतना लोग हैं ना बाकी. उनका क्या है? You are Raja. You could have gone with anybody. वो कोई और आती थी. क्या था? नहीं. यहाँ problem. That became his issue. Even a Jnani can have this problem if he does not, come to this term. So क्या था? Anything you would have got, that would have been the source of the contraction later on. Life है. यही चीज में जाएगा. Contraction, expansion. Expansion, contraction. हमको क्या करना है? हमको बार बार अपने को at least 6 to 8 times in a day we remind ourselves, am I in a state of contraction? Am I seeking contraction? You are seeking it. You don't know it. You don't know it. The moment a trigger happens to you, immediately आपका यहाँ का circuit on होना होता है. Am I seeking this contraction? I am seeking this contraction. See the urge. Gone. Now you are back to normal. When you are normal, that event that you thought, I will write it down and give it to you if you practice properly. आप कुछ दिन में देखना आपके फेवर में जाएगा. होना ही है ऐसा. क्यों? क्योंकि you have used the faculties properly. Your faculties are the ones that decide your life, inward life and outer life. Is it clear? Any questions on this? कोई भी fear होने दो in your life. Anything. यही करना है. नहीं तो you will stop living life. You will not know what life is. You will let your every external events will dominate over you for everything. Small thing also you will start to feel as if पता नहीं क्या होगा. We have people now in their life like that. Everybody will have 1 or 2 people like that in their life who are extremely oversensitive about something, and you will think, क्या आदमी है यार, इतना simple समझ में नहीं आ रहा उसको. नहीं आएगा. They are purposely been placed in your life like that to make you understand, see at the level at which life can go. Oversensitive, over emotional. It's like that. So they are not living life. They feel, because every little thing in the external world can affect them so much that they need help. Then they start needing all kind of helps in their life. So I'm not saying you will all go into that direction. No, because you are very aware of these 2 concepts. These are the only 2 things that you need in your life. Trust me on this. Other than that, you don't need any God, no practices, nothing. No need to sit for hours in meditation. कुछ नहीं करना है. Just 6 to 8 times in a day, become aware of this. I am myself vouch that for you and give it to you. Here is one who's practiced 23 years of sitting meditation for years. Years, not just few months. Many years. And I'm telling you that is not the way to reverse your patterns of. They are temporary. When you sit for some time, you will feel good. Naturally. You close your eyes, you lock down everything, no external influences, nothing. You'll feel good. Everybody of us will start feeling. It's like going to, to anything in your life, just to escape from your life. It's a part of escaping. Or a prayer. Or going to a religious place. I have nothing against it. But they are not permanent solutions. If they were, then everybody of us would be very happy. Is it not true? But none of that is important. What is important is your own awareness of your own habitual pattern of your own ego. What does it seek? Bring yourself. Is that clear? कि कुछ question है इसमें? Anybody has any doubt about it? Just to ask these two questions, is it anything? Does it take too much effort? So process is clear. Now you tell, when you ask yourself, is this something that you feel? When you see. When you make yourself responsible. You're not trying to stop the urge. Let me make it very clear. It's not about stopping the urge. I must not have that. No. That is life. You must have the urge. But you have to just become aware of the urge. The moment you bring awareness to the urge, it proportions everything properly. It resets everything properly within you. All you need was to just keep yourself becoming aware of this. This is my urge. I'm becoming very mindful of the urge that is there in me. The moment you say that to yourself, there will be a resetting that will take place in time. Not like, it is not like a magic pill. आज किया तो कल ही मैं I will be मुक्त, मेरी faculty से मेरी मुक्ति हो जाएगी. नहीं होगा. Because of all the years that you have put into a pattern, those patterns to reverse will take time. So any question? Anybody has any question? Yes.
If the answer is yes, am I seeking tension? Answer is yes.
Yes.
Then what?
Nothing. Beautiful. Congratulations. What if the answer is no? Congratulations. It is not about making you to make. I am not trying to modify your behavior. I am not trying to modify your seeking. Nowhere.
It's yes, yes.
Yes, yes. No, no. No reply also need you to be there. You are simply bringing your awareness to the very pattern of the ego. That's all. And trust that awareness to. See, there is darkness, let's say. How do you get rid of darkness? Do you get rid of darkness by moving your hand around to get rid of darkness? How do you get rid of darkness? That's it. Your awareness is the light. That's all. Bring your awareness to that. Let that awareness, trust that awareness in you to remove the darkness out. Don't have to do, I must not have the desire. I must not create tension. अरे भाई हल्ला गुल्ला करो ना, मेरा लाइफ में करो. क्या है? करो. Enjoy your life as it is. But simply about being aware. That's all. Someone had a question or something?
Yeah.
The let going part you said you'll explain.